Anggy Diaz was a bright light, a young woman with dreams. She came to America from Nicaragua, hoping for a better life. She wanted to support her family. She wanted to build a future. Jared Dicus was a young man living in Waller County, Texas. Not much is known about his past. Their paths crossed in the summer of 2022. They were drawn together by a shared interest in fitness. Their romance was intense. A whirlwind of dates and declarations of love. They were married just 6 months after they met. The wedding took place in October 2022. It seemed like a fairy tale. But fairy tales often mask darker truths. The weeks following the wedding were a stark contrast to the joyous ceremony. Dicus was arrested for driving while intoxicated. The incident hinted at a darker side, a side that Anggy may not have known, a side that would soon reveal itself in the most horrific way imaginable. January 11, 2023. A day that began like any other on the Dicus family property. But this day would end in tragedy. That morning, Dicus made 2 chilling 911 calls. His behavior was erratic, his words were disjointed. He mentioned drug use. He hinted at something sinister. Dicus's parents arrived home later that day. They were met with a scene of unimaginable horror. Their daughter-in-law, Anggy, was dead. Her body was dismembered. The details, too gruesome to recount, painted a picture of brutal violence. Panic and disbelief gripped the family. They immediately called 911. Their son, they reported, was acting strangely. He had blood on him. The pieces of a horrifying puzzle were starting to fall into place. The police arrived to find Jared Dicus at the scene. He didn't resist. He confessed to killing his wife. His confession, however, offered no explanation, no motive, no justification for the brutality he inflicted. The legal process was swift. Dicus was charged with murder. He pled guilty. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison. He will be eligible for parole in 2043. The guilty plea offered little solace to Anggy's family. They were left with the unbearable pain of loss. Why would a husband commit such a horrific act against his wife? The motive behind Anggy's murder remains a mystery. Some speculate that drugs played a role. Dicus had a history of substance abuse. Others point to possible mental health issues. His erratic behavior before the murder was undeniable. But without a clear explanation from Dicus, the truth remains elusive. Was this a crime of passion? A drug-fueled psychosis? Anggy's life, full of promise and dreams, was cut tragically short.